Hey, hey. So, as you are watching me kind of try to figure this one out, I am excited to be here with you all today. This is the first time that I have ever done a Zoom live on Facebook. So, the technology is a little bit different for me, but I wanted to make sure that I was providing you with an actual presentation and not just me talking about it like I do when I come in for Share the Joy. So I know there's a bit of a delay. I'm trying to watch both things. So feel free to ask questions. This is not about, this being perfectly polished and all of that kind of good stuff, but it's an opportunity for me to go live with a presentation. And I think it's going to be really helpful for you to see some of the information that I'm talking about and just kind of get an opportunity to be there. So feel free to kind of comment and oops, we don't want that. I don't want to do that. So I want to make sure, but you can comment and I should be able to see it, and I'll make sure I go back and forth to get those comments. So let's start. I'm going to start by sharing my screen first. All right. So share, share, share. Here we go. All right. Now let's see. No, I don't want to do that. There we go. We're share screen. We're coming over here. Like I said, this is brand new technology, my friends. So I'm right here along with you trying to learn. All right. Now we're finally to my presentation. Good stuff. So detoxing matters. It really matters, y'all. It's not just about us, coming in and detoxing because it's the cool thing to do. But we really should be detoxing our body about 4 times a year. So grab a piece of paper and pen, take some things down and understand that. And detoxing is important. I usually do a live session detox, and we'll talk a little bit about that at the end. It's not why I'm coming here for you today, but understanding having a detoxing session where you're in spring, summer, winter, fall, think about that, right? So why do we detox? Well, it's a process or a period of time in which one abstains or rids the body of any toxic or unhealthy substances, hence the word detoxification. And a lot of times we put that together with detoxing from drugs or alcohol and coming down off of something. But one of the things that all of us do is we eat, and we do not always eat healthy food. Trust me, I'm a health coach and I'm probably about 80-20. There are days where I want that slice of pizza, or I want my dark chocolate covered almonds, or even something, quote unquote, worse than that, like, just some regular old candy from back in the day when I was a kid. And we'll eat potato chips and different things that our body really doesn't need, but we love it because the fat and the sugar gives us a dopamine release. Yes, that's what I said, a dopamine release. So that means that people really are having a high. It's not, like I said, that's why we use the word detoxification. You're having a high and your body is like, ooh, I like that. It's the comfort food. It's the release of that hormone that just makes you feel good and makes you want more. So we also can detox from substances like social media as well. So it's not just about detoxing. We're going to talk a little bit about that from food, but it's also from anything that's causing toxicity in our lives. And I know I might get shut down for saying that on social media, but sometimes it's good for us to take a step back if something is becoming toxic in our lives. All right. So the next thing we want to think about is what we're doing. So when we're detoxing from food, we're going to talk about that first. When we're detoxing from food, we're giving our digestive system a rest. Our digestive system houses our immune system. All right. So when we are allowing ourselves, or what happens is when we have a gut lining that is meant to keep harmful things out of our bloodstream, it's meant for that food to kind of go through the esophagus, down into the stomach, into the small intestines, large intestines, and then as we eliminate our waste. Well, sometimes foods that we eat do not have the best reaction with our bodies. So we end up having what we call leaky gut or permeability in our gut lining. And we can only heal that if we give our bodies a rest sometimes from the foods that we're eating. Now, it doesn't mean that you can never have something again, but if you were to get in the habit of detoxing yourself every season for a few days, you will start to see that your body can handle sometimes some of the toxicity. You still don't want to go into crazy mode, but you're resetting your digestive system and healing that gut lining. It'll almost be like having a cut on your finger. And if you continue to like rub on it like this, you would never, ever, 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 ever heal. It would just continuously be irritated. But if all of a sudden you give it some time off, you put some salve on it, you do some things that a bandage, all of a sudden the skin starts to heal over. The same thing is happening with toxic food that we put in our bodies. And one person's food is another person's poison. We are all biochemically unique. We have bio individuality. All right. And so when we do that and we give our system a rest, we allow that gut lining, that like we have this little coating over top of our gut lining, to heal. And that can lessen some of the inflammation that we have in our bodies. And so because the majority of our digestive system, our immune system is housed in our digestive system, that allows us to have a stronger immune system because we're not constantly dealing with inflammation in the body, and our bodies are able to create a microbiome that's more balanced, and it provides us the opportunity to fight any kind of disease and viruses and bacteria that are out there, and especially coming into this time of COVID-19. Now I'm going to check to see if there are any questions or comments. So nope, doesn't seem like it. So I'm going to keep on going. All right. So remember, taking that time out 4 times a year, minimum 3, to rebuild your immune system and heal your digestive system is great. You also improve your mental health. People do not realize that most of your hormones are also produced in the gut. It's a second brain. All right. So when we are off, too much sugar can cause what we call sugar blues. And that means that people get sad and depressed, and they don't realize that their anxiety is linked to their digestive system. They're not detoxing properly. They're not allowing their bodies to heal, like I was talking about. So these are the reasons that detoxing really matters. That if all of a sudden I'm crying at the drop of a hat and I am all over the place with my emotions, a lot of times it can be linked to things that we're eating in our diet. We can be too, like, you kind of think of like yin and yang or yin and yang, that type of balance in our bodies, and we're off balance. We don't have the ability to understand. We may be eating things that are too salty or too sweet, and it produces a particular way in our bodies of our mental health, of coming forth and, sometimes being scattered or even brain fog from the foods that we're eating, gluten being one of those culprits a lot of times, or even dairy. So when we're detoxing, we're sometimes taking those inflammatory foods out, and you will sense heightened mental health and clarity. So remember, if you have any questions, feel free to drop it in the comment section. I'm kind of keeping track of both things here. All right. The other thing is what we're going to do when we detox. So I talked about the reasons why we want to detox, like what it's going to do, but what the things we want to think about is when we're detoxing, how do we do it? We want to detox our body. And so that's through our food, but it's also through the things we put on our bodies. How many people out there know, maybe by a yes in the comments, that your skin is your largest organ? Did you know that? Your skin is your largest organ. And so when we're slathering lotions and soaps and makeup and things on our bodies that actually have toxins in them, we don't know all of a sudden what we're doing to ourselves to create toxicity buildup, and our liver has to filter through all of those things. And sometimes you might even find yourself angry. You might even not even understand why you're on edge. Well, when your body is overloaded with toxins, it affects your liver, and your liver actually affects your mood. And usually you're dealing with anger in that situation. So check yourself. A lot of times when you're angry all the time, you might need to go into a detox state. So it's not just about the food, but it's also about detoxing your environment. Okay. So we talked about food and the things that we slather on our body, but also our environment. So what do we have going on in our house? Do we need to change our air filters every season? Think of that. What novel idea, right? So detoxing our environment, also sometimes detoxing from particular colors. Like let's say something is too loud or there's too much going on and we need to clear out our space, do a little quote unquote spring cleaning or fall, just hibernation, like get things out of the way in a sense to getting ready for winter. we need to think about how that's going to make us feel. So detoxing our environment, but also thinking about if there are some potentially hazardous things around us, like our water supply. How can we improve our water supply? Things like that. So you want to think about detoxing your body through soaps and lotions and also the food that you're putting in, but also detoxing from your environment with what's around you. And so dusting and all of that, cleaning it out. Sometimes when I think about that as well, what are you doing for your clothing? Are you using toxic laundry detergent and other products that are out there, like dryer sheets? Okay. So we want to think about detoxing from those things, and also detoxing for your mind and your habits. So what are we doing every day? Do we need to back away from the television? Do we need to maybe not be on the phone as much and have time to ourselves? Those are all things to think about. All right, so I'm trying to see if there's anyone else here that has said anything. Nope, it doesn't look like I have any comments. I don't think I do. So if I do, raise your hand or do something. I don't know. So like I said, so detoxing from our mind and our habits. All right. So that, and it could be even developing better habits like gratitude journaling, things like that, that you pull into your detoxing process. So here are some of the things that you can do. I always want to make sure that you walk away with something practical, that you're not just, I didn't just come here and tell you maybe what you already know, but these are a few things. So eat plenty of fiber, including brown rice and organically grown fresh fruits and vegetables. Very important. Sometimes people, there are different types of fasts, over 28 or so different fasts. And one of the things you want to realize with that is that it doesn't have to always be all food, taking it out, or you can't have meat. Maybe it's taking certain types of meat out. Maybe it's beef and pork and shellfish that you want to take out, but you're keeping everything else in. Maybe you want to detox from carbs and sugars. So you have to decide what that is for you. But then also understanding that when you do this, you need to cleanse and protect your liver by taking herbs such as dandelion root, burdock, milk thistle, drinking green tea, things like that, that help to flush as you are getting rid of these toxins and allowing your body to process them through so that they don't get clogged in that liver. And then guess what? You feel angry all the time. You're like, I'm mean and I'm mad and I don't like what I'm doing. So it can be that way. We'll talk a little bit about that at the end, but detoxing can do that. And people get stuck and they don't know what to do because they feel angry and anxious. But those are things that with a little bit of guidance and help from a coach can help. Make sure you take vitamin C, which helps your body produce glutathione. And glutathione is a liver compound that drives away toxins. Trust me when I tell you, you want as much glutathione as you can get, as it is a great way to help heal the body for sure. Drink at least 2 quarts of water a day. I like to tell people half your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 120 pounds, drink 60 ounces of water a day, at least, right? So stainless steel, in my opinion, is the best, or a glass water bottle. Remember, we're trying to detox, and plastic is a toxin, even if they say it's BPA free, all right? I'm not going into huge detail here, but I wanna make sure that you're aware of that. And then breathe deeply to allow oxygen to circulate more completely through your system and transform stress by emphasizing positive emotions. So really quickly, I want to teach you a quick breathing exercise. I want you to suck in from a straw, and I want you to feel your stomach expand. Now do that a few more times, suck in from a straw, and you'll feel your stomach expand. Now I want you to do the same thing, but I don't want you to suck in with your mouth. I want you to use your nose, but I want your stomach to expand. So try that. Don't let your shoulders go up. A lot of people, when they take a deep breath, they go, and they go up and they just fill the top portion of their lungs up, and they miss all of that diaphragmatic breathing. And that diaphragmatic breathing that pushes down into your belly is what allows us to have the rest and digest hormones release and the parasympathetic nervous system kick in. We want to make sure that we're not stressed out all the time and high breathing. When you're nervous and you're running, you breathe through your chest, or you breathe in that upper portion of your chest, but we want our body to understand we're calming down. So think about breathing in through that straw, but making it through your nose. Count in for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, and exhale for a count of 4. Just a really easy way to bring yourself down on that. So just wanted to teach you some diaphragmatic breathing. Also, you can practice hydrotherapy. that's something like cryotherapy, where people talk about getting into a cold place and brown fat is released. This is not a class on that. Trust me, I could teach a whole lesson on that one as well. But I want you to know that taking just a very hot shower for 5 minutes and then allowing the water to run on your back and all through your body, and then follow with cold water for 30 seconds and do those cycles back and forth right before bed can be very helpful in detoxification of the body. Also, going to a sauna. Now, I know a lot of us aren't really doing that at the gyms and things like that these days, but it's a great way if you have a private sauna or a place where you can access that. That's a great way to eliminate toxins from the body. Another thing that I'd say, especially since we don't have our saunas, is to get a dry skin brush. You can order them on Amazon. You can order them or find them at Whole Foods and more organic grocery stores. Make sure they don't have plastic bristles. Remember, we don't want to put more toxins in our bodies, but dry skin brushing is great. I have a whole chapter on it in my book called Share the Joy, 52 Weeks to Abundant Health. It is a whole week practice that I would love to help walk you through. Be looking for that, because I'm going to do a course in 2021 on my book, Share the Joy, 52 Weeks to Abundant Health. And I'm excited about this new course that's coming out. But dry skin brushing is great. And what you want to make sure that you're always doing with dry skin brushing is you're brushing towards your heart, never away from your heart. So you brush everything up. You see how she's at her, in this picture, she's right at her elbow. She needs to come up towards her heart. Same thing from her bottom of her legs and her feet up towards her heart. And so if you're up above your heart, you want to go down towards your heart. So remember that. And the final thing in detoxification is exercise. Get your sweat on, my friends. Get your sweat on. So that is something as well that can be really, really helpful to detox the body. So I'm going to stop right here. I've been talking a minute. Do we have any questions about what I just said? I'm going to try to see if I can look at the comments section on my phone, if there's anyone that has said anything. I don't think so. I don't think I see it. Well, let me, I'm going to turn it on. We may hear myself in the background, but let's see if there are any comments. Doesn't look like it. Hello, Felicia and others who might be watching in Janora. So awesome. All right. So you guys, definitely the hardest part of detoxing is actually feeling alone and wanting to quit. You can find all kinds of detox programs online. You can find ebooks and you can find books and you can go to the library and they can talk to you about how to detox until you're blue in the face. But I'll tell you, one of the hardest things is actually feeling alone and feeling that anger come up, or the anxiety or the withdrawals. Oh my goodness. You know, I didn't even say that. How your body feels when you are coming off of that. Because imagine when people, you know, have their, their loved ones coming off of drugs and alcohol. A lot of times they'll send them away to a facility, right? And they come and they have a detox process so that they don't have to deal with the world. Well, we don't realize that food has a very, especially sugar and caffeine and other things that raise that dopamine release every time we have it. It can feel like you're coming off of a drug and you are irritable and your body is going through something, and you might even feel sick. And some people have flu-like symptoms and they don't know that all of that is normal. So what I want to tell you is that I developed a program called Gut Check 21. I developed it over 5 years ago. I've had almost 300 people go through the program. And I love teaching people how to cook. I love giving them recipes. I love being there. We have an amazing Facebook community of all kinds of people coming together and encouraging one another. You get not only recipes, there are lessons and videos that I do that accompany each and every day. I walk you through every day of a 21-day detox. And the best part about it is that you are someone who has gained access to this program for life. And it's like having a health coach in your corner for the rest of your life. And anyone who's been part of this program and has known me can attest that I don't leave you alone. Meaning, if you have a question, you ask a question, I'm going to answer that question. I'm someone who is in your corner and wants to really see you succeed and live life in abundance and extremely vibrant life. And so this is something that I feel like I want everyone to have access to. How about if you go to the doctor and you're like, I don't know what they mean by this, and how do I lower my blood pressure, and what do I do? You have me 3 times a year live that I do this program, Gut Check 21, and I do calls twice a week where I call them office hours. You can jump on the call. Sometimes you might be on the call by yourself. Sometimes you might be sharing your time with someone else. You can pop in for 5 minutes or for a full hour with me, but it gives you access to ask whatever question that you might have. And so this detoxing process that I'm telling you that you should go through every year, you don't have to do this, but this is something that I wanted to make sure that everyone knew was available, that once you pay for the program, you always have access to the program, you always have access to the live sessions, and I'm here for you. So it is an investment that pays dividends in the end. It's like having a lawyer on retainer for a stupid low price for the rest of your life. So I will tell you, take advantage of it, because right now I am definitely doing a half off deal. So joining the tribe of Gut Check 21ers is $250 right now. It's usually $500. And I hope that you take the opportunity to invest in this. The cart closes on Friday. Yes, I said Friday. So if you want to get in on it, go to doallthingswithjoy.com/gut check 21. Now, if you can't remember the gut dash check dash 21, you can just go to doallthingswithjoy.com and scroll down and you'll see Gut Check 21 in a little box, and click on that. It'll take you to it. Or you can ask me information beforehand at info@doallthingswithjoy.com. Oh, not clom. I should have seen that as an edit. Sorry. It's com, not clom. Forgive me. And then you can call me as well. I'm one of those individuals. It's 612-326-4583. I can't say that I always answer the phone because I'm with clients. So if you leave a message, I'll be sure to get back to you in some special way. So I hope that this has been informative for you. I didn't want to keep you on for too long, but I wanted to make sure that I explain the importance of detoxing, why detoxing matters. And I hope you've walked away with some understanding as to whether or not you do Gut Check 21 or not, that you realize that taking time to detox matters in your life. I'm going to close this and stop sharing. So taking time to detox matters in your life, that you take the time to really invest in you, whether it be through a program or just investing in you by taking the time to do it. Your skin will thank you for it. Your digestive system will thank you for it. Your energy will thank you for it. And in this day and age, your immune system will thank you for it. So I really do want to ask any more, or see if anyone has any questions. I'm still trying to check it out. It doesn't look like I have any questions. It looks like everybody is kind of silent on the call. I see I do have a few people on here, and I'm excited that you stayed. Please share the joy and share this out with other people. Like I said, I did explain my program. I would love for you to join the tribe by Friday, but if you don't, please start detoxing, because it does matter. So remember, share the joy always. And I do have a book. So here's the deal. If you don't want to do the program, I encourage you to grab the book, Share the Joy, 52 Weeks to Abundant Health. And I'm not just trying to tag it. I wrote that book because I want people to live abundant lives. I say my tagline in a sense is, where health and wellness meets passion and purpose. And it means a lot to me. It's that space where you learn about your health and wellness, and through that, you're able to pursue your passion and purpose with such energy and a sense of just vitality. That's really what I want you to do. I want you to live in that way. So please, by all means, pick up the book if you don't do the program, but I'd love for you to do the program, because I'd love to be able to talk to you live. And we do a private Zoom session twice a week where you can come on and ask any question that you have, whether it be pertaining to the program or just health things in general. So I'm here for you. Remember to share the joy, and remember to do all things with joy. And thank you for hanging in with me tonight. Oh, hold on. I got somebody who said something. All right. So Janora said, thanks. Looking forward to another round. Thank you for being here with me. And Felicia said, can't wait to join again. So you see, I have 2 people who just chimed in who have been past gut checkers, and they're coming in to do it again. And I'm excited for them. So I pray that you continue with me. Remember, share the joy, Do all things with joy. I love you. Until next time, peace and blessings. Bye-bye. All right, so now because I'm all here in this, I still don't know how to say bye-bye, but I think the Facebook Live will end when I hit end. Love you all much. Peace.